Hello Year 9, it's Mr. Van Zommerplag, and this is going to be a series of tutorials about how to create a magazine front cover using Affinity Photo. This is new software that we've had installed at the school, and it's a replacement for Adobe software. You probably have used Photoshop before, and this really is very much like a different version of Photoshop. In some respects, it's actually better, and there's some things. I've been using Photoshop for a long time, maybe 25 years, something like that. And actually, I've made the switch to this software very, very quickly. So if you have used Photoshop before, you're not going to struggle with it. It'll be quite familiar. And we're using it to make a magazine front cover. I've done this example one. I'm going to show you about the different stages that went into making this magazine front cover. And in this first tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up a new document. So when you first open up Affinity, what you need to do is go to File and New. And there are some tabs across the top here, and we're going to do a file that will be printed. So you can either choose Print or Press Ready. I think Press Ready is probably better. And then choose A4. And then once you've done that, have a look over here, and it's saying include margins. And actually this is a really useful thing that Photoshop doesn't do. Margins are really useful so that we can see what's called the safety area. We don't want to put elements too close to the edge because there's a risk they will get cut off in the printing process. So I'm going to make 5mm margins around the edge of this new document. So I'm just going to type 5, 5, 5, 5. Check that the colour format is CMYK, which means the colours will be suitable to print. Also check that the DPI, that's dots per inch, is 300, which means that we'll get nice, crisp, clear images, and it won't look pixelated. And once we've done all of that, click on Create, and we can now see that there's a new document open. Affinity uses tabs, a bit like Photoshop does actually, and so the tabs are across the top here. You can have different documents open at once, and here is our new document. Now yours might not look quite like mine. You can see that mine has got this grid on it. I always, especially if I'm working with text, use a grid, and the way that we get the grid on is go to the View menu, and then you probably don't have this one ticked, so click on Show Grid like I have. And then also what we might want to do is go to the Snapping Manager and make sure that Snap to Grid is selected. This again is to do with aligning things and lining things up, and it'll make it much easier to make sure that everything is aligned, because in professional designs things are always aligned properly. So now that we have our document open, we're ready to start putting things into it, putting all the different elements like text and images, and I'll see you in the next video.